the end of the past 2 seasons, I've made a video discussing how I believe the season will end, and since we're approaching the end of Season of the Hunt, I thought I would discuss how I think this season will end. First off, this video is purely speculation. I have no information here. I do have some things to back up stuff, but it's no new information, so don't get annoyed at me, basically. First off, I don't think there'll be a live event. I believe this for a few reasons, although the main one is that this season has already had its payoff. The previous 2 seasons have had live events, and Season of the Worthy's live event was the Almighty being destroyed by Rasputin, and that was that season payoff. Season of the Worthy was entirely about us powering up Rasputin's Valkyrie towers, or whatever they were, Seraph towers, and allowing him to basically blow up the Almighty. So the payoff of that season was the live event. Now, last season, Season of Arrivals, didn't exactly have a payoff, although I guess the interference missions were basically the payoff of that season, killing Nokris and finding out what the darkness wanted to tell us. So the payoff had already happened in that season, and yet we got a live event anyway. So the question is, will we get a live event this season? I'm just gonna say probably not. Last season could be excused because there was a big DLC being released at the end. Well, at the start of this season, which was the end of last season. Last season was literally just a build-up to Beyond Light, and therefore having a live event right before a large expansion release makes a lot of sense. And the live event wasn't entirely related to Season of Arrivals, although you could say that the pyramids arriving on 4 destinations did trigger the Traveler to heal itself, but still, it wasn't the payoff of Season of Arrivals. The payoff was the interference missions, basically. Having said that, this season has already had its payoffs. The crew is now free from being held by the spider. The bomb is now off of Glint, his ghost, and he's free to do whatever he wants, basically. I'm assuming he's going to head to the tower at the end of the next season, or at the end of this season even, so the start of next season. However, Bungie have said he's also staying in the Tangled Shore, so there's actually going to be 2 crews. There's going to be one in the Tangled Shore and then one in his new location, which I'm assuming is the tower, but they haven't actually said that, which is a bit strange because that's the only place that makes sense for him to go. But anyway, the other payoff is the fact that the High Celebrant's dead, so there's that. So we've already had this season's payoff, and I don't know how they could do a live event, or I'm not entirely sure there's a reason for there to be a live event, at least connected to this season entirely, if that makes any sense. Basically, the payoff has already happened for this season, and therefore I don't think there will be a live event because there's nothing to do a live event about, at least in relations to the major story points from this season. However, just because I don't think there's going to be a live event doesn't mean I'm not going to speculate about what it could possibly be. So, I think if there is a live event, it'll have to take place either at the tower or a new social space that they make. As we've seen in the past 2 live events, the first one was at the tower, and the second one was in this new social area in the last city. I think they will reuse this area in the last city at least one more time. I mean, they've just built this entire area, and they're not just going to use it once. That wouldn't really make any sense. So I think they'll use this new area in the last city again. Whether it's for this live event or not is a different matter, but what I think the live event will be about, if there is one, which I don't think there will be, is the tower being repaired. Why do I think this? So, recently, if you watched my last video, all of the cube maps from Destiny 2, basically a cube map is the reflection you see in your scope whenever you're walking around an area. It's a 360 degree image. All of the cube maps from Destiny 2 have been uploaded to a website, and I'm going to leave a link in the description to the one I'm talking about. There's been a cube map which is found, which looks like the old tower, but it's completely revamped and it looks entirely different. Nobody knows if it's an old version of the old tower, or if it's going to be a repaired version of the old tower. So we don't know if it's going to be in Destiny 2 or not, basically what I'm saying. So, I think if there is a live event, it could be about the Traveler repairing the tower, because there's no way, if we do get this tower, that it's gonna be built by us, because the tower's been in fire for 3 years. Yeah, the tower's been in fire for 3 years. It got put out when Beyond Light got released, and now there's scaffolding around it. That scaffolding, none of the repairs have changed since Beyond Light came out. Like, I've checked them this season to see if there's any changes. There's none. So we're not building that tower. Just straight up, that's not happening. And if we do, I'll be very surprised. I don't think Bungie's going to update the skybox every week with a little bit of like detail added to the tower or something. It's going to be one big thing that happens. I firmly believe this tower is for Destiny 3, and because Destiny 3 isn't being made, or at least is not being made at the moment, I think Destiny 3 would have been Beyond Light, and because Destiny 3 isn't a thing, I think this tower would have been for Destiny 3. Therefore, this tower would have come out with Beyond Light. They aren't going to do weekly repairs to the tower because that would just be... I don't think Bungie would do that. As cool as I would be, they didn't even do that for the Almighty. Coming towards the tower. They updated it 3 times over the course of 2 weeks. So, I think if there is a live event, it'll be the Traveller in all its glory. Repairing the tower, basically. It's repaired Uldren's ship, the crew's ship, I keep calling him Uldren. And it might just repair the tower for us. You never know. It might do that. Alternatively, it could be the Pyramid ship arriving in the Dreaming City. However, I don't think that's going to happen. People keep saying that there's going to be a pyramid in the Dreaming City, and I just don't see how that can happen because the Dreaming City is in this like place somewhere. I don't think it's not actually in the solar system. It's like accessed through, I don't know. Anyway, I don't think a pyramid's going to get to the Dreaming City, but I think if there's a live event, it'll be about the tower being repaired by the Traveller, and that'll be it. There'll be some gluey things, there'll be a flash of light, and there you go, new tower that you can't access until 2 weeks time. And the live event will be at the weekend, or Monday night. But they're not going to take the servers down for a full day like they did for Beyond Light because it's only a season. So anyway, that's about it. So if you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know. And yeah, I don't think there'll be a live event. I would like there to be a live event. I don't think there will be one. Basically, I think this season will just end and next season will start with a cutscene. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a like, maybe even subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.